design in the Phoenix metro area, and I thought it would be fun to take you guys through a few rooms in the house and just talk to you about the inspiration behind my decor.
Hello.
Come on in.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, this is our amazing guest, Miss Christina Goldsmith. Want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Christina. I do interior design in the Phoenix metro area, and I thought it would be fun to take you guys through a few rooms in the house and just talk to you about the inspiration behind my decor. I'm very frugal, and so I've done a lot of DIY in here, so I think there's ways that you can still get a good, look with saving a few dollars. So
And I think that's everyone's goal these days on Instagram.
That's why a lot of my followers are there.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, bring us through your home, talk a little bit about your design, and we'll follow you.
Okay, great. So with this area, this is always more of the awkward area of the home, the formal living and dining room. And we had it that way for a while, and nobody stepped foot in here. So what I decided to do, because we do entertain during the summer and we have pool parties, is I've transitioned this into more of like a conversational area and more of an entertainment space. So with this area, the seating's a little more casual. So I used to have, the nice chairs in here and the big sofa and all of that, but again, it didn't get used. And so just using more of like a conversational setup where if somebody has a glass of wine and they want to come sit down on a bench and talk, or they all want to conversate in here, then they can.
No.
And then we have this nice awkward open area right here, which this wall I've always struggled with. So
Yeah.
I had a blanket ladder there, I've had plants there, then we got a couple kitties. And so I swore I wouldn't have any cat decor in my house, but they quickly taught me that if I don't have that, they're gonna attack my plants.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I decided to do over here, and the reason I like mirrors too is they help to, make a room feel a lot bigger and more spacious. So rather than having just the cat tower over here, which again, I swear I wasn't gonna get, but I got one that goes, with my decor. Took me a while to find one that I would put in here.
Yeah.
And then the mirrors actually dual function because it's a decorative piece, but the cats love it too. They can stare in it and see what's going on, or they see themselves in that, so they have fun. And then, so that just kind of, it's just, like I said, it's an awkward, big awkward wall that it's hard to know what to do there. So to put a little vignette there is good, and I don't want it to feel too cluttered.
Yeah.
So that's why I like
the bigger
three
pieces. There,
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And it's the first thing you see when you get in the home. So you have the mirror, and it automatically feels bigger because of it.
Right.
So.
Right.
And the bar, love the bar.
Yeah. So this is where we had our formal dining room. We used it at Thanksgiving because we host Thanksgiving here, and that was the only time of year it got used.
Yeah.
So it was fun to do tablescapes and decorate that and stuff and post it on Instagram, but again, it's not functional. So thinking of something functional, again, we entertain a lot, so to have the bar in here right off the kitchen just makes sense because otherwise people congregate in the kitchen, it gets crowded in there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have this whole area just for people to disperse.
Yeah, something other besides the kitchen.
Yeah.
Totally. And I love the big lamp. Love that.
Thank you. Yes, that was an IKEA find. So actually that and the mirror are both IKEA that I've painted and done a little stuff too. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And love the clock. Kind of breaks up everything, not so blank. Kind of like what you had going on here, blank, but then you added all this color, added the kitty stuff.
Right.
Same thing with this.
Right.
And then also with your wall over here, you broke it up with the wood, which I really like.
So another big awkward wall in here that it actually took me 4 years to get to where I was with this. And tons of experimenting and doing different things. But with the cats, we don't have much storage in this house, so I needed more storage. So I ended up getting that credenza, and that's where their stuff is at.
Perfect. So
it's tucked away, you don't see it, it's nice and convenient where I have everything else. And yeah, just breaking up that wall a little. The frames are from IKEA, so I spray painted them gold.
And it matches perfectly. You got your gold base here, you got your gold lamps here, and you also have, the plant down here with the gold stand and everything. And then the wall, did you do that yourself?
I did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so super simple, very easy. Perfect.
Yeah, very, very easy.
All right, well, let's roll into the kitchen.
Okay. So this area, another big awkward wall that I think just adding mirrors or bigger pieces to really help, and again, this opens up the space, but I think with more open concept, it's harder to break things up, and so larger pieces are what help that.
Yeah, no, totally. And mirrors, you can find those all day long, and it really helps with blank spaces.
Right.
All right, kitchen.
Kitchen. This was my first DIY project in the house.
Okay.
The cabinets were all oak, and we didn't have it in the budget to replace them, so we figured we'd paint them, you know, for the time being. It was a temporary solution that ended up being something we really love. And not to say we won't ever replace them, but it depends on how long we plan on staying in the house.
Totally.
So it works for now. It got rid of all the orange oak that was in here and updated things, adding the black for contrast. As you notice, a lot of my house is black, white, in the woods, which is kind of the palette that I gravitate toward.
Okay, perfect. Love the lamp.
Thank you. Super simple. I had a nice big chandelier up there, and I wanted something more simple. I went through a whole phase last year where I just simplified and got rid of a lot of stuff and kind of just toned it down, more of a natural bohemian feel for everything.
And I think that's exactly what this all brings. That like ties the whole kitchen in, you know, it totally breaks it up from the standard, you know, little chandelier over the island, you know, so totally natural feel. And I love what you did with the bottom cabinet here. You know, normally it's just cabinet, but you broke it up with a nice little wine cellar.
So that was another space. I mean, the house was built in the 90s, and a big thing in the 90s in Arizona was desks in the kitchen, built-in desks. And I hate them. They're awkward. Who's going to do their homework in the kitchen? So I was thinking, you know, what can I do with that? We thought about putting wine fridges under there, but I couldn't find anything that fit. It's kind of awkward measurements. And so I just decided to build my own in there and enclose it. So it works.
Yeah, no, it works out perfectly. All right. So, kitchen table.
Kitchen table, another DIY. So we bought this when we moved in. This piece I've actually been looking to replace. I just haven't found anything that I love yet, because I've transitioned from more of that farmhouse traditional style to the more modern, eclectic bohemian. So another thing with these two pendants, the one over the island and this one, is they're so close in proximity, you see when you come in, that I needed something that complements each other, but I didn't necessarily want them the same.
No, exactly.
So
where'd you find these at?
They're both World Market.
World Market.
This is actually for a table lamp.
Oh, okay.
The floor standing lamps.
Oh, okay.
And
you just kind of transitioned it.
So you just buy the hanging piece for it, and
there you go.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Love the plants with this.
Thank you.
You know, ties everything in. It's just a little simple centerpiece, but I think with the natural, if you just had this, it would look good. But with this, you know, combination.
Right. Adds a little bit of color, and that's, you know, again, sticking with the natural theme of things. I love my color being greenery.
Yeah. No, totally. So we're gonna transition outside to our backyard. Normally we wouldn't do this, but it just caught my eye so much that I think we need to talk about it, because I think you guys would appreciate it. Cute little hangout area.
Yeah, thank you. So this was pretty boring when we first bought the house. And I wanted to, my inspiration was kind of to bring the inside outside and make a living room out here. So I wanted the curtains, I wanted the sofa and chairs and all of that stuff. And rugs, you know, so we found some outdoor rugs that work out here. And these actually are not outdoor curtains. I could not find any that I loved, and I ended up going to IKEA again, getting super cheap panels. I figured if it got me through one summer, we're good to go. I'm on my third summer with them, and they still look great. So I normally take them down during our monsoon season when they get nasty and all the dust storms roll in.
Totally.
Take all that down, take all, you know, all the decor and the plants and everything come down during that time. But other than that, it's up year round. We just have to hose it down once in a while, but it's great. And I love the cushions because they're easy to wipe down for outside when it's, you know, they get dirty. So.
Yeah, no, I think it looks great. I love the curtains, how it kind of covers up like the wood with the balcony and everything. Kind of gives it that more, you know, villa vibe.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so totally. Perfect. And then the other thing that caught my eye was this bar. Yeah, so another DIY?
It's another DIY,
There you go. Yeah.
So I was thinking about, you know, the traditional dining experience outside, which we don't ever do. We've had dining tables out back. We don't use them. It's too hot here most of the year to eat outside. So again, going with the entertaining angle, we have pool parties and stuff throughout the summer. So this just works. I mean, it's functional. We can put food on it. We do drinks on it, you know. So it actually, we use this a lot more than we ever did any dining tables that we had.
Yeah, no, and I love it because how much did this cost you to make?
It's on my blog. I don't remember. Yeah, so
it's on her blog. You need to check out her blog.
That's on my blog. It was fairly cheap. I mean, these boards here, so we built the frame, which maybe cost $100. The boards are from Home Depot as well. They're the Weber lumber wall boards, same thing I have inside.
Okay, yeah.
And I just coated them with poly out here. But a box of them, I believe, is $25, and I think we did so under $500 for that, which is a steal for that size bar.
No, totally, and that's what, what I was mentioning to you is this is such a great concept because most people, they want this entertainment area, they want the space, they want to be able to have this option, but most people, they don't want to spend $5,000 on a bar and drop it out here and all that. So this is just perfect. Do it yourself, and it's great for guests. It's perfect.
Right.
All right, thank you. Let's roll inside.
All right.
All right, last but not least, her family room. So you want to tell us a little bit how you transformed this space?
I do. So in here we had more oak on the built-ins, and this was traditional brick. Not anything, again, the house was built in the 90s, so it's not like I'm painting over anything from the 1800s. So I had no problem doing it. Getting my husband on board with it was the problem I had. So a couple of years into living here, I finally just did it, and he loved it. He wanted it, didn't want it to feel too like stark white or anything in here. Promised him it wouldn't, and it doesn't. He loves it. So I ended up staining those before I painted them, just as a transitional kind of, we didn't know. I mean, everything used to be brown down here. And then I switched to more of a black and white palette. So I ended up painting those just a warm black. That's Black Mocha by Bear. And then I fought theater seating for years. And once I painted those, the sofa we had didn't really go. So I agreed to do it. This is more of like it's not a full basement, but it's kind of our basement area, and it just works. So we went that route, and I had to switch out, the wall decor and everything, and the rugs, and then the floor pillows I love just for adding a little bit more comfort. I mean, kids love those when kids are over here. The cats love them. So. And then this bench, it's just nice to have something in front of the fireplace for when it does get used. I've had stools there. I mean, you could do a number of things there. This bench I like. I actually got that from Kirkland, and it had pretty traditional feet on it. So I ended up changing those out as something a little bit more modern.
And more storage, right?
Exactly. Well, that's the great thing. Like I said, there's not much in this house. So anything for blankets that I can get. I mean, I have enough baskets in here, so I couldn't add any more of those.
No, perfect. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to these days is, whitewashing the brick or painting the brick. Instead of a fireplace remodel, you start putting stacked stone or you start changing things out to marble, then you start getting into $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 fireplace remodels, or you can just paint it and you're looking, under $200. So super simple. And I love the mantle, how it ties in with your cabinets that you have here, and it just totally transitions. And I love the little gold pieces that you have up on top of your mantle because it matches your cabinet handles perfectly. So everything just flows. Now, so you have some new additions to the family.
I do.
You have some kittens.
I do.
And so holes, fireplaces, and kittens, they don't go well.
No, and all this white and little black paws are not something I'm willing to deal with.
Yes, exactly. So we built Christina a fireplace door. So you want to kind of talk about how you designed it. We have over 50 designs on our website, and so you kind of narrowed it down to one, and we kind of modified it a little bit. So kind of talk about what your goal was, with the fireplace door, and then I'll bring it in and we'll show them what we're working with.
Okay, awesome. So you guys have a lot of great designs, so it was hard to choose, but knowing that I've switched to more clean lines down here and it's a little bit more modern, I wanted to keep with that feel. So that's why I chose the one that I did. And because this isn't a large opening, which I wish it was bigger, that's one thing I would love to change about this, but it's not worth it. So not a large opening, you did modify and make the lines, the bars on it a little smaller.
A little bit more simple, not so bulky. Like she said, her fireplace opening isn't huge. Her wall is still big, so you don't want anything that's gonna overpower it. And with the brick, it's not a super smooth pattern, so you already have a lot of texture going on. So you don't need a lot of scrolls or anything like that. So just a little bit, not too simple, not too much. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go get her door, install it, and we're gonna reveal the final product to you guys. Alright guys, we're going to do a little giveaway. So what we're going to do is if you guys can help us with more engagement on our video so it can be as successful as possible, you're going to follow me and you're going to follow Christina, and we're going to give a giveaway for 3 Crate & Barrel $50 gift cards. So tag 2 of your friends below and we're going to pick all 3 of you to win a $50 gift card.
All right, so her fireplace door is installed. This is the design that she chose. What do you think about it?
I love it. So there's nothing more I love in design than when something comes together even better than I envisioned. So this is beautiful and it's functional, and I don't have that big screen that's bulky in the way.
No more freestanding screen.
Yes.
And you do live in Arizona, so you do turn on the air conditioning a couple times a year.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. So one thing we added in here for you are going to be these sliding panels. So what these will do, it will seal off this whole unit for her. So when she's using her air condition, it won't be going out her flue anymore, and she doesn't have to worry about opening or closing it, getting all that soot on her hands.
Nice.
She just slide these in during the summertime, and this will seal off this whole unit for her. And then also, in the wintertime when she's using her heater, she won't be getting cold air coming through, any drafts, and her heat won't be escaping out of her flue. So there you have it.
I dig it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this little excursion, and you are awesome, and I hope you enjoy your new fireplace.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye now.